Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Popi Oktavianti, and from class Linguistic Research Method B. And this time I would like to explain about the interesting applied linguistics. If you describe yourself as a linguistic to other people, they will ask you, how many languages do you speak? But when you describe yourself as an applied linguistic, they may well silent completely. But if you are lucky, you will get this question: is that how to teach language? Or is that translation? Okay. First of all, I would like to explain about what is the linguistic and what is the language and linguistic. In language, we have 7 ways of looking at language. First, language as a meaning, and second, language as a sound, and third, language as a form, and then language as communication, and also language as identity, language as history, and the last is language as a symbol. To the following is a list of some of commonly according terms to different branches of linguistics. Have a theoretical linguistic, formal linguistic, psycholinguistic, descriptive linguistic, and so on. And then also we can add sub-branch linguistic, such as phonetic, phonology, morphology, syntax, pragmatic, and etc. And actually, we have 5 approaches to linguistic. First, linguistic to analysis. The linguistic uses her or his own intuition or intimate knowledge. The linguistic way tests the intuition or intimate knowledge on other speakers who are deemed to have similarly intimate knowledge or the target of language. And the second approach, linguistic, data, and then analysis. Sometimes this approach can also be used to show that the linguistic on intuition about a particular language may be wrong. And then approach 3 to 5, same with the second approach, but were focused to the language user itself. Separately, collecting database is used for the analysis in each of these, but here particularly attention is paid to language users who are carefully selected to provide the data in specific contexts. And then the analysis focuses on the relationship between language user and the linguistic evidence that they're assumed before. And then I will explain about the applied linguistic as a problem-solving approach. So, what's the problem that applied linguistic solve? The problem-solving success of applied linguistics have included are include devising orthographies for language that have no written from the inventing simplified language for mariners. Applied linguistics have played a part in EU project on translation and on linguistic diversity. And then I will explain about the doing applied linguistic methodological consideration. Applied linguistics have a coherent methodology. First of all, remind ourselves of the distinction between method and methodology. First, method. Methods refers to specific techniques of collecting and analyzing data. And methodology is the principle or principles that determine how specific methods or tools are displayed and interpreted. Applied linguistics is a methodology in itself because it is concerned with the real world problems in which language plays a central role. Wherever methodology you choose to adopt, there are certain steps you need to take in conducting a research project. This is typically include first, defining the research question. The question has to be researchable, which means that first there are potentially different answers to it, and then there is evidence available for you with which to answer the question. The most common ways of finding research questions are through personal experience or reading other people's work. And then research design. You can normally get a sense of what kind of evidence or data is appropriate for the research question by reviewing existing studies, look at evidence that already researched are used to support their arguments. More especially, you can ask the following question. First, is the primary aim to the study to compare two or more individuals' situation, behavior, or to focus on just one? And second is the data collected and analyzed to numerical form or not. And third is the data collecting under controlled condition or not. And fourth is the study conducted over a period of time or at one point in time. And last, does the study involve one single participant, a small group or participants, or a large number of participants? And then I'll explain about data collection. Data collection have two kinds. First, interactional data, and then non-interactional data. Interactional data consists of a continuum with elicited conversation at each end, according to the degree of naturalness. Conversation can be elicited through a range of methods and techniques such as discourse, completion, task, recall protocol, or role play. And then non-interactional data are data about language practice rather than some samples of language practice themselves. Survey, questionnaire, interviewer, uh, self-report, standard assist treatment, and then laboratory experiment can all be used to collect non-interactional data. And then analyzing and presentation finding. Data analysis follows closely from research designs. How you intend to analyze and present the finding during the design stage of the research process before you start collecting data. Quantitative data are most often analysis through statistics and present in various figures, tables, graphs, and diagrams. Qualitative data are usually presented in discursive account with quotation and some sample of actual data. And then ethical considerations. Ethical considerations are crucial. Ethical considerations include justification, access to participants, and then informant consents. And the other ethical concerns relevant to studies in applied linguistics include participant language ability, and then cross-cultural difference in ethnic. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.